Hey guys, Jono here from the Optizen app. In this video, I'm going to give you a bit of a sneak peek to some new features that we have coming with the Optizen app. If you haven't checked out all the other videos of what the Optizen app does, make sure you check out all the videos in this channel and also subscribe if you want updates. The new features we've got coming essentially came about as we have a number of different stores, client stores, and also our own stores that have multi-regional setups. So some of them we've got set up on different domains and then just using standard reflang setup for the different stores. So there's two different Shopify installs. And then recently, since Shopify Markets has improved, we've started using Shopify Markets, where you can actually use either subdomains or different domains within the same Shopify install. So for example, this is an example store we have here. We've got a .com.au store, and we've also got a .co store, which targets the USA. The .com.au obviously targets Australia. Now, the issue is with the current Shopify market setup, you can include and exclude products. So you can actually manage the product pages that actually serve on each of those domains. So you can serve a group of products on your Australian store, for example, and a different group of products on your USA store. Let's say you only ship to a certain region with a certain group of products. The issue is, at the moment, there's no simple way to edit other areas of the site in terms of content, collection pages, for example, tag pages, which we use heavily and rely on with our Optizen app, and also the homepage. At the moment, we have our developers editing the content on our homepage, for example, and our menus. But what we've been able to do, and it's working quite well in our beta testing within this Optizen feature, is we're able to add unique content on the collection pages and tag pages for the different regions. So here's this example here. Here are our collections, and we've logged into, or we're editing a certain collection, and we've got the .com.au, and we also have the .co as a drop down. And you can see here, here we have our .com.au. We've got content below the product grid. In this section here, we haven't added content because this content here is actually coming from default from the Shopify admin of that collection. So if we go and actually look at that collection, we can see here. So at the moment, the SEO title, this top content here is coming from the standard Shopify admin, and this below content is being added by the Optizen app for .com.au. If we wanted to override the content, the top content here, we could then just add it in this section here, and then that would override the content. So we've got a little more control within the app on how our description below the products actually shows. In the future, what we'll also do is for collections, we'll add in the ability to edit the H1 and also the SEO title and SEO description within the app itself. But what I wanted to actually show you is with this setup, we can now have different content per region. So if we use the drop down and go to our .co domain, this is all hooked up through Shopify Markets. And you can see here we've added different content here for our .co, and we have edited it's also different content for the content below the product grid as well. So you can see we've got USA in here, and what we're doing is optimizing this content for the USA version of the page. And on this particular site, there's different products, different brands. So we want to obviously optimize that content for that USA store. So let's have a look. We've got this is our .com.au. You can see we've got our content here, and you can just see what, some of the brands here and the way this looks and some of the products. And then we've got our content below here. Now what I've done is I've opened up the .co collection with my VPN, and I'm just going to bring this one over. So you can see it's the same URL but on .co. But you can see we have different content here now just by using the app. and scroll on down, and we've got content here below the product grid, and we've got our USA, etc. in there. So a very easy way now, we can actually modify the content and have a multi-domain setup for our collection and tag pages. The multi-domain setup is already organized in Shopify Markets for products. You can include and exclude in the Shopify Markets editing section. And you can see here these products are just displaying in the USA. And then we've got a different group of products that are displaying in Australia. So that's collections. And then we can also do the same with our tag pages. And with our tag pages, because we already control the SEO title, description, H1, and content, we also do the same for multi-domain with our tag pages. So if we look at this one here, we'll open up this tag page on the Australian store or in the Optizen app, and then you can see we've got a drop down again for .co and .com.au, and we've got our content here, tag page description, SEO description, tag page title and content below the product grid. And then if we use our drop down and go to the .co domain, and you can see we've got different content in here modified for the .co version or the American USA version of this particular site, and different content. So again, if we look at the content on here's our content here on our .com.au version. You can just see what it says, because we're using a tag page here, we're actually going to we're modifying the H1 title and also the tag page SEO title as well, and our content. And now if I bring it over, the same version of our .co, I might have actually accidentally closed that, so I'm just going to copy that. I might need to open my VPN again. So I'm just on my other screen, and I'm going to paste that, and we're going to see whether it actually serves. Okay, yes, it does. So now if I bring on over the USA version of the same tag page, so you can see we've got a different SEO title. It's slightly different. And the H1 is, I think we've actually got it the same. Let's have a look. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, pretty well the same. It's actually slightly different, but we've also got our optimized USA version of our description above the products, and also we've got some content that'll be coming in here soon. But the point is we have different content for our regional setup. So we now have the ability to have a multi-domain setup and control our content on our collection and tag pages. And the great thing about this, the way we're building it, is we can just add in, as we add another domain to our other regions. So for example, we could go to the UK or Canada or New Zealand, for example, or Europe with our different domains, and we could continue to build out a multi-domain setup and control the content on each of those domains. As we move forward, we may also look at optimizing the way we can do this further. So for example, we can have a completely different homepage using the Optizen app, which will make it really easy, rather than actually having to get a developer or to actually code in the changes for a homepage. And same for any other pages in the site where you want to control the different types of content you have for the multi-domain setup on the regions you work with. So essentially, this makes it really a lot simpler to have one Shopify install and control the content through your domains. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I think there's a lot of potential with this app. We're building out the features now. It hasn't been released in the live app yet, but we're pretty excited about where this can go. As always, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.